Alright guys, let's start day 5 of summer in Stardew Valley. As usual, walk over and check our weather and our luck. Like to have a rainy day coming up here so we could catch the last fish we need for our summer bundle, which is the red snapper, I think. Spirits are in good humor, a little extra luck, so maybe we'll do some mine diving. We have our wheat ready. We need 10 regular quality of these for our foraging bundle over in the community center.
Well, what do you mean?
So, let's see. Alright, save those 5 regular ones for that purpose. And we'll save a few of the silver quality ones too for the purpose of making beer once we get a keg to do that. Alright, so total of 7. We just need 3 more, so maybe at some point today we'll stop over Pierre's and get a few more seeds for the wheat so we can make sure that we get plenty for the purposes of that bundle. Alright, so start our daily watering. Plenty of good crops going here. Those blueberries are going to be very valuable once they start coming in. Another couple days until, or maybe even tomorrow. I think 5 days for the peppers. So we got them in on the 1st. We should get peppers tomorrow, which are another crop that is good for selling and also well loved as a gift by both Mayor Lewis and Shane. So those are nice to carry around and give as gifts, but one more day until those come in.
It's easy to grin when your ship comes in.
At some point today, we are also probably going to swing by and get the milk pail from Marnie. Since we are going to have a fully mature cow in the next day or 2 here, so it will be super helpful to have a milk pail so we can start actually harvesting the valuable milk.
You want some of this milk?
Rather have a beer.
Make a cheese maker at some point to turn that into cheese. We'd also like to get our chicken coop coming, but our next major purchase is going to be our upgraded axe so we can get into the secret woods. Should be able to do that either today, tomorrow, probably tomorrow or the next day, depending on if we get some stuff in the mines that we can sell for some cash. Usually early on in the game, we're more looking to hoard those items for the purposes of the museum or the community center, but you never know.
Okay, Pookie.
Okay, almost done with our watering. It's also a Friday, so at some point today we should wander over and check the traveling cart. One thing we absolutely need to get from her if we're going to complete the community center in the first year is a red cabbage, since those seeds aren't available until year 2. Otherwise, Pierre starts selling some new seeds in his shop in year 2. It's pretty often that you'll find a red cabbage in the traveling cart ladies thing, so...
You what?
We shouldn't have an issue doing that as long as we check pretty religiously on Fridays and Sundays. Grab a couple things to give as gifts as we're wandering around for the day. And that frozen geode and the oak resin can get thrown into the community center. Try and keep our traveling stuff relatively light since we're going to try and wander up to the mines at some point today. A couple strawberries, those are great gifts. And off we go.
There ain't no more strawberries.
Oh, missed a hop there that I didn't water. You can see because the soil is a little bit lighter, so grab the watering can, make sure we give that a water so those all come in on the same day. There we go. And now everything is watered. Okay, now we can head over to Marnie's. Alright, so we got our red snapper, our wheat ready, our chicken coop ready, our peppers ready, our onions ready, our tomatoes 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 ready, our tomato It's also on the way to the traveling cart lady, and I usually like to give the wizard his 2 weekly gifts on Friday and Sunday. That way you're over there anyway and you don't have to make the extra trip. Once we get the secret woods, we're going to be heading to that corner a little more often, so it doesn't matter as much. Need to continue making friends with Marnie so we can get in there and get those lucky purple shorts for Mayor Lewis.
What do you mean?
Let's give Marnie this, I don't know, what, like a green bean? Let's see. Yeah, let's give her a green bean. Oh, already gave her 2 this week. Still can't get in there. That's okay. Hopefully next week or the week after we should be up in hearts enough to give her, get her up to the level where we can walk into her bedroom. Alright, traveling cart lady, keep an eye out for that lovely red cabbage. We could also use a rabbit's foot since those are kind of a pain to get to in your first year, but not impossible. The ancient seed is probably a good investment at this point. I'm not going to grab it for now because I'm hopefully going to find one for free. She will probably have that at least one more time this year based on the odds, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's not something that you need for the community center. It's just a great fall crop because it continues to produce once it grows, and the ancient fruit are one of the highest selling items in the game just as their base fruit. Plus, they make very valuable wine once we get that keg. Alright, so the wizard liked his green bean well enough. Wander down toward the bottom of this little pond here so we can do some extra foraging. Already got one of those spice berries. A couple more down here. And let's head up to Pierre's shop. That way we can get those extra wheat seeds that we needed to make sure that we get our 10 wheat for the community center bundle. Alright, let's give Sam a green bean. I don't know if he likes these. This is interesting, so not so much. He really likes a lot of things that we don't have yet, including eggs and milk, cheese, basically anything that you can get from animal produce he absolutely loves.
It's just so much fluff.
But we only have that cow, and the cow isn't old enough to produce milk, so we don't yet have what we need to give him his favorite stuff. George, on the other hand, loves himself a leek, so we gave him one of those.
You know, George, that's an onion.
Alright, run over to the community center, drop this stuff off. The wizard wants dust sprites. It says that there's a 0G reward, which leads me to think it might be some kind of bug.
His name is Bug.
But we are going to head to the mines, so if it lets us complete that mission, great. We can go over and talk to the wizard and get some friendship points. Alright, the next one is the Frozen Geo that is in the field research bundle. Yes, here we go. Alright, heading down to the community center. Oh, sorry, to Pierre's shop. Away from the community center. And it is 1:30 on a good luck day. Harvey's already gotten 2, but he likes pretty much all produce. And what we're looking for is the wheat seeds. Those are, where are they? Alright, let's just get 10 of those and head off to the mines for the rest of the afternoon. We'll get in there by 2:30 or so and should be able to clear 5 levels. We're also looking for a lot of that iron ore so we can forge some more iron bars for the purposes of upgrading our axe. Assuming we can get, I don't know, 15, 20 of them, we should be in good shape to do that in the next few days here. Maru, she likes a strawberry, so we'll give her one of those. It is a spectacular strawberry. It's bigger than my head. And to the mines we go. Alright, and we really only have to clear 4 levels today because we are already on 51, since 50 is somewhere where we get a reward. Sort of stopping point, if you will. Got one of those solar essence, which is going to go into the community center for the, what is it? It's in the blacksmith cave. I think it's, I don't know, Adventures Bundle or something like that. We already gave 10 bat wings to it. Then the other 2 or 3 things you can give are 99 slimes, one of those solar essence, or a void essence. So we're going to complete that today.
You what?
These are the dust sprites. Get a couple of those. Could go down that ladder, but let's hold off. Get a couple more dust sprites, which are great because they drop things like that lovely coffee bean there, which we can plant and get a pretty profitable harvest, as well as be able to make coffee in our kegs when we get those. And this little guitar case thingy there gives us a bunch of coal, which is always nice to have for forging. There are a lot of monsters on this floor for a good luck day. Jeez.
Oh, jeez. So... Oh, jeez.
Luckily, it's only 4:10. We've got plenty of time and energy because we got we have our field snacks there in order to get ourselves down the next 2 floors, assuming the next 2 are not quite as infested as this. But the ghosts are great because they drop those solar essence, so I'm not displeased to see a few of those around here. And we need to kill 1,000 slimes eventually for the reward board in the Adventurers Guild, so let's just murder ourselves some slimes.
Oh, good for you!
Make our way over to this little iron deposit there. Kill this slime first. Copper while we're at it. We have plenty of copper sitting in our chest. I think we have 10 or 11 copper bars that I'm just hanging on to for now. Eventually we can drop one of those in the blacksmith bundle over in the community center, but we don't really have extra gold. We don't have gold yet in order to get the gold one, so there's no rush on that. Alright, I think this guy is the last slime hanging around, so we should be able to get to the next floor fairly easily. Usually I think the entrance to the next level is down on the bottom over here. Usually kind of one of these, but not always. There we go. Alright, not a ton of enemies. Let's eat a field snack because we're getting low on energy and our health is into the yellow. Nope, I'm not going to take that down because I see a couple iron deposits up here and I'd like to nab that quartz. So, 2, 3, 4 hits on those to break them open with our basic axe there. Kill this last slime that's in our way. And get to level 55, which is another elevator level, and we are good to go.
Get the hell out of here.
Okay, so let's head down to the community center and drop off a couple of these things that we got, or actually at least one, the solar essence. I think is one of the only things that we have that we haven't already donated. We already dropped a quartz off there. Already that frozen geode we just did earlier this morning. Maru, we already gave a gift today. See her hanging out down there. Oftentimes Robin is hanging around by the cliff over here, sometimes with Demetrius. Sebastian likes quartz, but he's not over there. Sometimes he's hanging out smoking a cigarette. And Robin, actually it's Friday, so they're all at the saloon now that I think of it. So maybe we'll head down there after we do a quick stop at the community center here. I don't have a ton of stuff with me to give people, not a lot of vegetables or whatever that are sort of universally loved, with the exception of people like apparently Sam and Abigail definitely does not like them.
No, sir, I don't like it.
But we can get our lovely reward here for the Adventures Bundle. magnet ring, which is nice.
It's very nice.
Because it will expand the radius that we get in order to pick things up. So when you're chopping down a tree, you don't have to walk as far over to grab all the wood, that kind of thing. So go ahead over to that little ruby looking thing there and equip that. You have 2 ring slots. The glow ring is the other one that we have, which gives us a nice little pool of light when we're walking around in the darkness. And that's one that I like to have equipped most of the time, because who wants to carry around a candle?
You have no idea how bad it gets.
And head down to the saloon, where all the people of Pelican Town tend to hang out on Fridays. Not everyone, but ooh, free field snack, that's always nice. Okay, so Robin likes strawberries. We can give her one. And nice little quartz for Sebastian. Yeah, so we don't have a whole lot of stuff for people, but doing decently with giving gifts this week. Most of the villagers have at least one. A lot of them already have 2. It's Friday, so we have another day to walk around and give gifts. So we'll get people moving up in the hearts, which is great because they send us stuff. You get to see cool cutscenes, all that kind of stuff. Alright, let's give Gus this strawberry. He doesn't seem to love it, but well, check, make sure there's nothing we need for sale for the community center, or that's just too good a deal to pass up. There isn't. That pink cake is great.
Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
Because a lot of the villagers really like it, especially Haley, I think Jazz, Vincent, all really enjoy that gift, but it's expensive and we're trying to save up for that iron axe, so let's not worry about it for now. About halfway through fall, we should be more or less rolling in the dough, so that's the kind of stuff that you're going to pick up a little bit easier without worrying about the fact that right now we only have about 2,700 G, so we need to save up 5,000 for that axe, and we're not going to waste our money. Alright, so throw our things that are building materials in our building thing, and start forging some more of these iron bars. And while we're at it, we can plant this coffee bean and the wheat and make sure we walk over and get our mushrooms from the lovely Mr. Demetrius, so we can get some extra earnings for the day because we didn't pick up a whole lot in the mines that we want to sell. I'm going to save that solar essence as a gift for the wizard. He absolutely loves them. They are also used in a couple crafting items, so it's nice to have a little stockpile of them. Grab our watering can. I also made a chest. What I'm going to do is throw that chest in the barn and put the milk pail in it so I don't have to wander around back and forth grabbing the milk pail every time I'm going to milk the cow, especially because once we get a little bit later in the game, we are going to have several of them, so it's a pain to walk back and forth. Once we get to that point, we'll probably also build a fence around our little animal enclosures here, the barn and eventually the coop, but for now, I'm not going to bother with that because we only have one cow to track down. And that's where the milk pail will live. Going forward, when we have milk and eggs and stuff, I will also throw those in there. I'm only going to build one of the cheesemaker, at least to start, so if we end up having extras from extra animals, we don't have to again travel back and forth between other places where we're storing them. We can just hang on to them all in that little chest in the barn. Okay, hang on to those quartz as they make good gifts. The solar essence, like I said, we're going to sell the bat wings, those spice berries that we picked up down in Cindersap Forest by the wizard, and the mushrooms because we don't really need them for anything else at this point. It's 11:40, so we're about to head off to bed, but in the meantime, let's see if we can maybe hang out and plenty of geodes. All right, let's just go to bed. I'm going to hang on to the or in the coal in my inventory, so I can just forge another bar right when I get up. Alright, so we didn't level up in anything today. We did get 620 gold from foraging, 75 from those bat wings, so the mushrooms, as you see, are a great little money investment there. Made $695. Tomorrow morning we should have some lovely peppers ready to go. And thank you for joining me with day 5 of my year 1 walkthrough of Alice in Walkthrough Land and Stardew Valley.